What's going on? I'm Justin Wagers.
I'm Caleb Beavers.
Welcome to another episode of Slack Happenings.
Oh yeah, we're back. We're back with some hot slackline news.
Some fiery, hot, blazing news.
Back with the yerba mate. This episode's sponsored by Rosamonte.
Alright, so it's been a minute, but of course the biggest Slack happenings in the past few weeks have been the Asbestos 2.0 project.
Oh yeah, the record has been broken once again.
We've got
Finally.
a new slackline world record. Lucas Ermler and Mia Noble were the two slackliners that sent the 2 kilometer line.
Mia sent it first.
Mia sent it first in 2 hours, 10 minutes, and then Lucas just speed lined across in 58 minutes.
What a monster. Super impressive.
So we reached out to Danny Bouchard, who's the organizer of the whole event, and he answered a few questions for us.
First was about the rigging. The rigging of it took a few days just because they had to wait for a good weather window, but once the weather was good, he said it took them 7 to 8 hours to lay the webbing out across the gap, and then the next day another 5 hours to finish the rig, pull it up. And I think they had to swap out a section of static rope for webbing. So it seemed like a pretty interesting, involved rig. They had a crazy slackline machine winch type thing to help let the webbing out and back in. It's, power fed, so you don't have to do it by hand. That seemed pretty cool. They had 12 crossings and 2 sends of the big line, which is pretty impressive. It was a Julien Deforge, one fall, 50 meters away. Well, if it was last year, he would have had the record. They had a great turnout from the public. According to Danny, over 10,000 people filtered in and out of the event throughout the weekend. That's pretty cool for a slackline festival.
It was really beautiful to end our walk in front of our friends and families and all the people that came for the Slackfest. So check it out on this episode of Slack Happenings. See ya!
Danny wanted to portray to the public that in the Slackfest, Asbestos is more about the Highliners being able to showcase what is possible with the sport to the public. It's really to show, the public what we can do with highlining and how beautiful it is and impressive. So, really cool to give this sport more exposure.
Yeah, and thanks Danny for answering our questions.
Yeah, thanks so much.
The only shade I saw on the 2 kilometer world record was Andy Lewis posted a comment saying that slackline world records should only count if they're 10% longer than the previous record. Ironically, the difference between the current record and the previous record is 100 meters, which is the length of Andy Lewis's world record when he had it.
At the time.
We also had the Urban Highline Festival in Poland going down.
Looks so much fun.
Looked like a blast as always. A few big names were there. Freedy, of course, posting a lot of cool content.
I've never been there, but looks amazing.
All right, so we got some new gear coming out pretty soon as well. Slacktivity just announced a new hangover.
Oh yeah, it's royal blue body, so they finally differed from their typical Slacktivity green, and now the body is blue and the gate is green. They updated the bearings a little bit, so there's no longer a spacing issue between the bearings. I know some people have had some problems with the spacers coming out and becoming loose and basically rendering the hangover useless. So
yeah, when you're tensioning tubular to the current hangover, the webbing can get stuck between the bearings, but the new hangover should solve that issue.
Yeah, looks really like a cool design.
Pink tube is back, and it's pink, kind of.
The stitching's pink.
The stitching's
In the
pink.
sun loop, they use pink threading, which is cool. And they also offer Type-C in 100-meter lengths now.
Yeah, and then the last new product we have is the Raid Cumulus webbing just came out.
Oh yeah, new nylon webbing.
It's a new nylon. It's meant for bounce tricking. It's cool, like red and white hybrid.
Supposed to be very soft.
That's the idea. Soft and light.
Soft and light. I'm interested to see how it bounces. It's not quite as stretchy as Pink Tube. What did he say? 8% stretch at 5 kilonewtons.
5 kilonewtons.
And it looks like 12% at 10 kilonewtons. So we'll see how it bounces. Regardless, I think it'll be great to walk. It is 35 kilonewtons braking strength, which is very strong. So that would make me feel really happy.
So the ISA has introduced safety labels for gear that should be coming out relatively soon. So gear manufacturers can have their gear approved by the international safety standards, I guess, and they have the little label that'll appear on your gear if it's ISA approved. We did some digging, and it doesn't look like they have specifics for web locks or leash rings or anything like that yet. They say the testing protocols are being developed in working groups, so they don't have any specific standards just yet. All right, we got 2 Instagram clips for you to end this episode.
Oh yeah, the first one, we love Maxim over in Russia, posted a great video of him trick bouncing in an abandoned warehouse.
This spot is sweet.
Just looks like a super cool place to go trick bounce.
Yeah, good session there all day. And the last Instagram clip is from our friend Alex. We don't know his last name.
Space to Dive.
Space
on
to Dive on Instagram.
We'll tag you.
But he's walking a slackline that's being pulled by a car around a post.
On this post, and then the other end is on a car that's driving in a circle around it. That's crazy. We can have
That's 2019's greatest send so far. Congrats, Alex.
360-degree, 1.5 kilometer Highline send off a radio tower in a cruise ship lighthouse. I see potential with this.
I think this is the future.
Yeah.
That's been Slack Happenings for the week.
Yep. Don't
Signing
worry.
off.
Don't worry about twists.
Don't worry about anything.
Thanks for watching.